Alright guys, so today's video is about having an awesome looking lawn in the summer and things you get to do different in the summertime. Right now it's in the 90s. It is ridiculously hot, so I'm gonna go in the backyard where there is shade. Alright, let's see if we can get my wife's flowers in here. So, I showed you the front. Now it is ridiculously hot. We're going through another heat wave. We've been through a couple this year. And a lot of people have this thought that, you know, July and August you can't have a nice looking yard. You can, there's just a couple things you need to do different. So normally we say to water once a week, and that's usually the spring and the fall. Summertime I switch over to twice a week. And now what I actually personally I'm doing is I'm watering the sunny areas. I get full sun in the front yard, a full inch twice a week. And now, by most standards, that's probably more water than's actually necessary. But the reason I'm doing that is because I notice when I'm doing half an inch and half an inch, I'm getting some brown spots in the lawn, and a lot of that has to do with my sprinkler system isn't calibrated perfectly everywhere. So the easiest way right now is just to water it more everywhere, and that does the trick. I also I have a smart controller now. I got the Ratio 3, and it seemed to be doing well in the springtime, but then when we started getting the really big heat and we have water restrictions, then that's when I started seeing the browning, and I haven't played with it long enough. I personally don't trust it yet. But what I've found in the past when I didn't have a smart controller is 1 inch twice a week, and this is like, you know, now when it's in the 90s, not year-round. The lawn does just fine. It's able to handle the heat just fine. Another thing is I reduce my fertilization. Now notice I say reduce, I don't completely stop it. I'm going to still, instead of monthly, probably every 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, do fertilizer, and I'm gonna do half what I normally do, or maybe even a quarter. I'm still feeding it a little bit, but I'm trying not to put it into overdrive per se. I'm also putting down this year the Carbon Earth. I think it's Stress X. I got it through the Yard Mastery website, and I needed that for my soil test anyways. But by having the NPK, the potassium, I always forget what it is because it's a K, but it's really a P. Anyways. So that helps it handle the stress better. I haven't applied any of the other humics, at least not in this hot weather. I might do some just because I'm trying to get more in the soil, but really it comes down to lowering the amount of fertilizer you're doing, increasing the watering amount and frequency. You still don't want to do it every day. I've got a neighbor who's watering her lawn twice a day, every day, despite the watering restrictions, and it's still filled with crabgrass and other issues. So it's not about watering it daily and all that. Even if you have well water, watering it daily or even twice a day. I knew somebody who had well water, they would do that. And it's promoting so many negatives with your lawn that it's really, you're putting your grass in danger of having bad characteristics. But by always doing it once a week, watering deep and frequently, and then in the summertime twice a week, you've trained your lawn to need that type of watering. So come summertime in this heat, it handles it like a champ, and you still have nice stripes. That's another thing. Lawn mowing, I actually did not increase my lawn mowing height. Normally I'll put it at the max setting. Now I'm doing it just one click below. I feel like I like that height better. I'm also still doing the roller. The stripes are looking amazing. I am holding off on weed killers though. You have to be careful what you apply, especially in the heat, because the lawn, even though it looks great, it is getting stressed from the heat. And so by adding in different fertilizers and weed killers and other items, you can increase that stress. Now you might be able to get away with it. You know, if it's cooler at night, you can spray weeds at night. But personally, on these really hot days, I don't even feel like doing anything anyways. So it's kind of a twofold. It gives the lawn a break, it gives me a break. So, you know, you'll notice in my lawn, the back here, I haven't mowed in a bit, so I'm actually letting it grow out a little bit. Usually I keep it nice and low back here, but anyways, there's some weeds around. It's really not bad. I still have the pre-emergent barrier. It's mainly nutsedge that's popped up in the front, but I'm not spraying it right now just because it's too hot. And after I shoot this video, I'm going back in the air conditioning. But anyway, so those are my tips. The biggest one is the watering. Twice a week, a full inch on these super hot days, and it will do great. And I know most people without irrigation are just not going to be able to do that. So in that case, you're probably looking at just letting it go dormant. So I would still water it weekly, even if you know it's going to go brown. You're still keeping it alive, because grass still needs water when it's dormant. It needs less, but it still needs some. And you know, if you're watering it weekly because you don't have irrigation to do it for you, then you know, big rainstorm comes through, it could pop green right up on you, and that can help you with the watering too. But unfortunately, without irrigation in the peak of the summer, you're really limited on your options unless you want to spend, you know, tons of time moving sprinklers around, which I used to do that, so you know, you can do it. And then reduce the fertilizer. Don't completely get rid of it. You still want to feed the lawn, but you just, you know, lowering things down, keeping it having the nutrients it needs. That's where like the micros and stuff like that, a lot of people like to do those in the humics because you know, it's helping the plants utilize what's already in the ground. I personally will just keep fertilizing it just at a lower rate. And that's my tip for this week. Because it's so hot, I'm not showing you guys how to do anything. Back to the air conditioning. Actually, you know what? We'll do some shots of the front yard, so that way you can see just how nice it looks even in this brutal heat. Okay, so this area gets some shade, but this area, it's pretty much full sun all day long. Just look how nice that is. Few weeds at the edges. There's some nutsedge. In the front, we're seeing the same thing. Now this area gets shaded and it's hard for me to mow, but look at this. This area full sun all day long. Got some more spots of nutsedge, but really doing quite fine with all this sun, all this heat. Now if you remember a video in the past, this area was actually browned out, and so this area here is where I started watering it more because the controller wasn't really perfectly watering it. And I also put down some soil surfactant so that way the water gets into the soil and doesn't do runoff. But that's all I got for you for this week. So have a great week. If you like my videos, you'll love my website, grassdaddy.net. The Lawn Care Planner tool will download the local weather reports every morning and build a lawn care plan catered to your area. The Lawn Care Journal allows you to keep track of what you put down, when you put it down, so there's no more guessing or over or under applying any products. We also have a Lawn of the Week contest. Every week a winner gets a Grass Daddy t-shirt. And last but not least, there are application calculators and articles to help you identify and tackle problems in the lawn. So check it out, it's completely free, it's grassdaddy.net.